Welcome to an essential guide on the UAE's new e-invoicing framework, focusing on accredited service provider systems and invoicing. Accredited service provider systems are indeed permitted to offer cloud implementations, a crucial aspect for modern businesses. However, when adopting any cloud solution, it is paramount to consider the UAE National Cloud Security policy. Developed in 2023, this policy aims to significantly enhance cloud security by establishing clear principles for secure cloud services. It addresses critical challenges related to data security, privacy, governance, and compliance within the cloud environment. The policy provides a detailed checklist for cloud customers, outlining necessary provisions with a cloud services provider, contractual requirements, and essential due diligence. It establishes clear guidelines for data protection in the cloud, ensuring enterprises comply with regulations covering data sovereignty, encryption, and access control. The policy also seeks to avoid potential negative impacts, such as deterring investment or hindering the growth of the cloud services sector due to overly stringent requirements. Moving to invoice handling, the exchange of e-invoices between sellers and buyers will be exclusively in XML format, eliminating the use of PDFs. These XML files will be encrypted and adhere to industry-standard security protocols, ensuring the integrity and confidentiality of financial transactions. All invoices must be created in a structured UAE XML format, specifically based on the PEPPOL.AE specifications. The UAE E-Invoicing system operates on a decentralized five-corner model. Under this model, suppliers and buyers exchange messages through accredited service providers, who also report crucial information to the Federal Tax Authority. Regarding data protection, taxpayers are mandated to comply with the data protection and security standards set by their respective sector regulators. Additionally, accredited service providers must adhere to the data protection guidelines established by the UAE Public Authority. Federal Decree Law No. 45 of 2021, known as the Personal Data Protection Law, provides an integrated framework to ensure information confidentiality and individual privacy in the UAE. This law grants data owners the right to request corrections of inaccurate personal data and to restrict or stop its processing. The e-invoicing system itself is engineered for security and trust, with every exchanged invoice meeting strict requirements to guard against fraud, tampering, and unauthorized access. Each e-invoice must include a digital signature or hash, verifying its authenticity and ensuring the document has not been altered post-issuance. Regarding data retention, the requirements align with current law, mandating a retention period of 7 years. However, these requirements are now more clearly defined: 5 years for VAT-related records, 7 years for corporate tax records, and 15 years for real estate-related records. The digital invoice data and supporting information processed through the e-invoicing system must be retained for these specified periods. Crucially, all invoice and credit note data must be stored within the UAE, in accordance with the tax procedures law. Offshore or external hosting of this data is strictly prohibited, reinforcing data residency requirements. Businesses must verify the physical location of invoice data storage, backups, and archival systems, ensuring their ASP or internal systems rely on UAE-based servers. The e-invoicing system utilizes the open PEPPOL network, functioning as a decentralized continuous transaction control and exchange system. Both issuers and recipients are required to communicate invoices and acknowledgments of receipt through a point of access to the open PEPPOL network. Regarding mandatory fields, the appendix of the public clarification will indeed include all mandatory fields for all 16 use cases. These fields will be comprehensively detailed within the data dictionary, providing clarity for all transactions. The UAE has announced a phased rollout of mandatory e-invoicing under its new electronic invoicing system, beginning with a pilot in July 2026. Full implementation for VAT-registered businesses will occur in stages from 2027 onward. Large businesses with revenue equal to or greater than 50 million AD must appoint an ASP by July 31st, 2026, and implement mandatory e-invoicing from January 1st, 2027. The electronic invoicing system applies broadly to most business transactions in the UAE, with certain exclusions and phased implementation requirements. All VAT registered persons engaged in taxable business transactions are required to issue and exchange electronic invoices and credit notes through the system. Both business-to-business and business-to-government transactions fall under its scope, ensuring comprehensive coverage. However, certain categories, such as B2C transactions, are currently excluded from mandatory e-invoicing. As per UAE regulations, all taxpayers subject to the e-invoicing mandate must appoint an accredited service provider prior to implementation deadlines. This requirement reflects the UAE's adoption of a PEPL-based continuous transaction control model, where ASPs are central to compliance, accuracy, and secure transmission. ASPs integrate with the FTA through secure APIs and PEPL AS4 protocols, ensuring robust and reliable data exchange. The UAE authorities have launched an accreditation portal for companies to become an accredited e-invoicing service provider. To qualify, companies must possess PEPL certification and successfully pass open PEPL conformance tests. The UAE's e-invoicing framework, supported by accredited service providers, marks a significant step towards a more secure, efficient, and compliant digital economy.